Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Getting. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to speak with you about the Gemini new moon. The Gemini new moon happening December 7th, 2022 at 8:09 p.m. Pacific time, 11:09 p.m. Eastern time, and 4:09 a.m. Universal time the next day. So adjust the time for wherever you are during this full moon. Now, I always like to give you a sense right out of the gate, an overall theme for this full moon, and I'm calling this Taking the High Road. We have a chance to go one of two ways with this full moon. Full moons are always times where we are releasing emotions. They can be very emotional times. And so emotionally, we can go one of two ways. One, we can get snagged, kind of like when your sweater gets snagged by a branch and you kind of get pulled backwards. We can get pulled back into maybe a karmic relationship or an old story or an old theme that makes us feel victimized or disempowered, or we can dare to take the leap into a brand new world, a brave new world. So many of us get snagged maybe momentarily, but then hopefully remember that that is our past. That is not our future. We have a chance to create a whole new story with this full moon. And I can't wait to elaborate more on this for you. This is about us feeling free to create life on our own terms. There's a freedom with Gemini energy. If Gemini wants anything, it's to be free, to create life, to have adventures, to do the things that our heart is calling us to do. I love the quote by Michael Bernard Beckwith, which is, "Something wonderful is always on the verge of happening. Something wonderful is always on the verge of happening." So we have a chance to get into the vortex, to get into that magical energy of that can characterize Gemini energy, the magician archetype, where synchronicities happen, where we feel like we are living in a magical world. We have a chance to tap into that energy during the full moon and bring down a divine download and be excited about something new. And of course, I'll be doing readings for all 12 signs, so be sure and listen to your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Your sun sign is how your ego, personality is going to be experiencing this full moon. Your moon sign is how you'll be experiencing it emotionally, and your rising sign is the house in your astrology chart in which you will be feeling these energies. So before I get into it, I want to say hello. If you're new to me, welcome to my channel. If you've been listening for a while, welcome back. I absolutely love your presence here in this like-minded community. Leave me a comment. I love your comments. I love connecting with you. Let me know where you're tuning in from or anything else that you want to share. And a shout out to my Sunday morning chat people. It's so much fun to be with you in the chat room and go back and forth and support one another. I am an intuitive life coach as well as a psychic astrologer, and I love helping you catalyze a vision for your life and bring it into reality. We can do this through an astrology reading, an astrology consultation, a heart's desire reading, a life purpose reading, or a natal chart reading. All of the readings I go into the current transits, how are they affecting you, how can we use those to empower you, as well as the future transits, what you have to look forward to, and how you can really work with these energies to your maximum advantage. I also offer coaching services, and I'll tell you more about my astrology consultations as well as my coaching and what you can expect to receive in terms of results at the end of the video. I also have a free gift for you, and I'm excited to tell you all about how to get that at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get into the Gemini full moon. Now, all full moons are oppositions, meaning that we have the sun on one side of the zodiac, in this case, the sun in Sagittarius. We just had the new moon in Sagittarius, and opposite the sun in Sag, we have the moon in Gemini. So the sun and moon during a full moon are opposing one another, which means that we often feel this in terms of external situations, external reality, relationships, jobs. Other people are reflecting things back to us that can make us uncomfortable or shine a light on something that we didn't see before, or bring something into fruition, bring a manifestation into reality. So full moons are not just about releasing emotionally, they're also about often seeing the fruits of our labors as well. So who will be most affected by this full moon in Gemini? Well, the full moon in Gemini is happening at 16 degrees of Gemini. So if you have planets or points between 11 degrees and 21 degrees of Gemini, or the other mutable signs of Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces, you will feel this full moon in Gemini more intensely. Gemini energy is mutable air. It's a mutable air sign. This is where we're asked, where we're supported to be more flexible, more adaptable. Gemini energy helps us through change. It helps us move through a transition. So for many of us, we're going through a transitional period right now. And Gemini rules communication. It's ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury is about our thoughts, it's ideas, it's new information often coming in. Mercury is also where we do business deals, where we are buying, where we're selling, where Mercury rules like the retail industry. It also rules we all know this about from Mercury retrogrades, Mercury also rules our electronics, our devices, our comings and goings by car, by plane. It rules travel. So often with a Gemini full moon, there's movement. We are traveling, we are moving around, we're really busy. It rules our local environment. It's connected to our neighborhood, our neighbors, our siblings. And it's the archetype of the storyteller, because Mercury is where we're speaking, where we're talking, where we're telling stories, where we're socializing, where we're processing things through talking, right? So the highest octave of Gemini energy is the master manifester. It's the alchemist. It's turning dross into gold. It is pulling down all of our powers, all of our magical powers. There's a magic energy about Gemini energy. It's a sparkly energy. It's a getting into the vortex energy. That's the highest octave, is that we can manifest based on our thoughts, based on our story of how we want things to be. We can co-create our own reality. The lowest octave is that we get stuck in the mundane details of life. We can't see the forest from the trees. We end up focusing on petty grievances, or what are those other people doing, or how are those people bringing down my energy, for example. We can get stuck in things that we can't control, that we want to control, that our egos want to control, and we can lose sight of the bigger picture. So we want to be able to fly above our lives, and this is one of the gifts of Gemini energy, is that we can see things from all sides. We can see things from all vantage points, other people's perspectives, our own perspectives. We're able to see from a bigger picture if we make that choice to do so. If we don't let our emotional triggers pull us down into only being able to see ourselves and our own needs. Gemini is about research. It's the master researcher. It's about gathering new information. It's making plans, it's gathering whatever we need to follow through on a project. Gemini is also about making decisions. So I think a lot of us are deciding right now during this Gemini full moon time, we're deciding between two different options, because Gemini is the twins. So in this twins energy and this duality energy, we often feel an inner conflict. Is it this or is it that? I have reasons that I want to do it this way, but I have reasons that I want to do it that way. So this is a good time, if you're feeling that, to make a pros and cons list. That may help you make a decision, but also remember that often there's a third choice that we're not seeing. And maybe during this Gemini full moon, a third choice will come into view. You can expedite your decision-making process by remembering intention. How do I choose to feel? What do I want to come through this decision feeling? That can help you, setting that intention can help you get the best choice for yourself more easily. As someone who has a stellium in Gemini in the 12th house, I have my Sun, Mercury, and Venus all in Gemini in the 12th house. I can tell you that talking things through is one of the best ways to move through any stuck points when you are in Gemini energy. Talking it out with another person, getting their point of view, but also we can do it on our own. And you're like, what are you talking about Betsy, doing it on our own? I often will speak my feelings out loud in the car by myself. And I know that sounds crazy, but it can really help, because in Gemini energy, we have to get it out. We have to get it out of our heads and either onto the page through journaling, dumping it onto the page, or getting it out through speaking. So often, for example, when I'm preparing for my videos that I'm making for you, I will go for a ride in the car and I will just speak out all my thoughts and things of what I want to talk about. And what's so cool is because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, that mercurial connection clicks in. Mercury is the winged messenger. We all have a direct line to our higher self, to, whether it's your higher self, your guides, your guardian angel, we have a direct line to our spiritual illumination, right? And often once you start talking, that starts to come through your inner Mercury. So that's when we get answers. We have aha moments, we have light bulb moments, we get clarity, and we are freed. Because remember, Gemini wants freedom. So let's talk about the aspects, because this is really going to help you to move through any energies that feel challenging during this full moon. Probably the aspect that we're going to feel the most is Mars transiting Mars in Gemini, which is now retrograde. Transiting Mars retrograde in Gemini is going to conjunct exactly this full moon in Gemini. So Mars and the moon are exactly together conjunct. Mars energy is our mojo, it's our drive. It's also where we are very instinctual. We have instinctual reactions where someone does something that's triggering to us and we can be like, ouch, or no. Or worse, we can act out our feelings, our emotions, oftentimes our anger or frustration in a way that we regret later. The moon, on the other hand, I see as our divine feminine nature. The moon is our emotional needs. We must meet the needs of our moon in order to be happy. So think about, what are your needs right now emotionally, my friend? Wherever you're focused, wherever you have the most need emotionally is where this Mars conjuncting the moon could set something off for you. And because Mars is retrograde, I think if we feel this, we're going to feel it in our relationships, and most likely in a relationship that you have let go of, or a past relationship. Retrogrades are famous for bringing in past relationships or past experiences, right? Past patterns. So I think this isn't going to be anything new to us, that if we experience a trigger, an emotional trigger with Mars conjunct the moon, it's going to be a past person or a past theme, a past behavior pattern that is coming back to show us, to remind us of who we are now, to remind us that we can rise above. Or maybe there are just little shreds. They feel like little shreds to me energetically of past pain that, yes, we've cut the cords. Yes, we've grown through. Yes, we've had an amazing soul growth. And this may very well be a person or a situation that you cut ties to a long time ago, that you said, this situation, this pattern, this person, this behavior is no longer in my life, but it could come back in during this full moon just to have us kind of wake up again to the fact that this isn't good for us. This is where we are. Maybe we have little tiny shreds still of something toxic that is toxic to us that we want to release for good, forever. Mars was at 16 degrees of Gemini back in September 21st to 22nd. So you might want to think back to what was happening for you during that time, around the third week of September. That may be a situation or a theme that's coming back now. You may have been planning for something that is now coming closer to fruition for you. Mars will once again go back, once it goes direct, it's going to go back to 16 degrees where it is now, February 21st to 22nd. So that's a 5-month period from when Mars first went to 16 degrees in September to where it will make its final pass through the 16 degree mark of Gemini. That'll be a 5-month period. So these are energies that we're learning from, that we're being shown, that we're integrating during this Mars retrograde period. So if you do get triggered by something during this time, my friend, if you do feel anger coming up, frustration coming up, past pain coming up, and you want to react, like you want to talk to that person, you want to maybe yell at that person, you want to, react emotionally, you may want to ask yourself, Is this something that I want to respond to with this person? Oftentimes it's more helpful to write a letter that you don't send, or to journal about it and release it, or do like a tapping. I love tapping for this purpose. Like tap on it and let it move out of your energy field, because you may not want to re-engage with the person or situation that's triggering you. Maybe you just want to release the feelings, finish metabolizing and processing those feelings and move on. Or if it's a person that's currently in your life that you want to continue a relationship with, then of course, yes, talking it through would be very helpful and good for both of you. The challenge often with Mars conjuncting the moon is that the moon represents our mother, it represents family, it represents our tribe, like our family of origin. And in Gemini energy, it's often our siblings. And so this could bring us back to childhood conditioning when we didn't feel empowered in our families, or with a teacher or with a mentor, when we felt like we were not fully seen, we were not feeling understood. One of the hardest things in Gemini energy is to feel misunderstood, to see and sense that people have a story about you that you know isn't true. And so what this Moon Mars conjunction is really helping us in terms of our soul growth with is us creating our own story about who we are, not getting pulled in by the fact that other people aren't approving of us, or that they're not, supporting us, they're not championing us. Not get pulled into that. Instead, shift our identity. I feel this full moon in Gemini is a big identity shifter, as creating a new identity that is based on our soul, not a role. Because think about this, when you're feeling judged by another person, or when you're judging another person, judgment is really us perceiving the other person through, or ourselves through a role, through often unmet expectations. That's what judgment is. But the truth is that we are not roles, we are souls. We are bright, expansive, light-filled souls who don't have an agenda that we need to meet for someone else. We don't need to meet anyone else's approval as a soul. And I feel that this full moon is really helping us to awaken to the fact, to our identity as a soul, and as a soul that came here to have our own experience, regardless of other people's approval, regardless of other people's expectations, or what anyone else thinks we should be, do, or have. This is our life to claim. It's our freedom to claim, to be sovereign beings, pioneering something new, a new adventure. Gemini loves adventure. Gemini loves travel. Gemini loves exploration. It's a playful, spontaneous energy. So the more we can stay in this playful, spontaneous, fun vibe, the more we can open up to the magic of this time and claim our identity as souls having a human experience. This full moon is ruled by Mercury, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So we want to look at, where is Mercury? And of course, Mercury rules our mindset. It rules our thinking, right? Our thoughts. And our thoughts are always creating our reality. So where is Mercury during this full moon? It's at 1 degree new beginnings, 1 degree of Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's a cardinal earth sign. It initiates new things. It's a building energy. So this is really beautifully supportive. Having Mercury move into Capricorn just before this full moon, it's very supportive of us creating a solid, sustainable foundation, which, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've been talking about for some time right now. We are building a solid, sustainable foundation based on our new post-2020 values. And this is a time during this full moon that we're getting a lot of support for that. Not only is Mercury in Capricorn, which is helping us create this foundation and helping us create a legacy, even thinking about our future and our purpose, because Capricorn is very purpose-driven. Not only that, but Jupiter in Pisces is making a trine with Pluto and Capricorn. Jupiter in Pisces trining Pluto and Capricorn is helping us to release anything toxic from our lives, anything that makes us feel, that takes us out of sync with who we really are as a soul, that soul identity I was talking about. Jupiter in Pisces is saying, have compassion for anything in your life that doesn't match your energy, that isn't at a similar consciousness to your consciousness. Have compassion to that situation, thing, person, but Stay true to yourself. Set clear boundaries. Align yourself with what is pure for your vibration, what is aligned with your frequency. For some of us, this full moon is also giving us a chance to heal a core wound. I mentioned this in the new moon in Sag video. This is coming back again with this full moon. Chiron is making a loose sextile to the moon and the Mars. Chiron is the wounded healer. A loose sextile is positive energy flow that if we see an opportunity to have a moment of healing with someone, this is the time to do it. Not only this, but Saturn in Aquarius is making a loose trine to the moon and Mars as well. And Saturn is a building energy. Saturn says, go find your tribe, your like-minded tribe, your supportive tribe. Saturn is helping us build that solid, sustainable foundation with like-minded tribe. This is also going to be very supportive of us during this full moon. So my friend, tune into the magic and wonder. The best way to work with Gemini energy is tuning in, opening up to the magic and wonder, the synchronicities, the signs, is putting ourselves in that higher octave of vibration, of frequency. Also, if you do find yourself getting triggered, step back, breathe, move yourself, remove yourself from the situation temporarily at least, and return to your why, your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? What matters to you? What do you want to come away with? What is your intention? That will help you. What do you choose to feel? That will help you decide how to proceed forward. And if you feel any sense of urgency or emergency, because Gemini energy can move really quickly, and Mars, which is, it's in its home sign in Aries, and Aries, like, same, wants to move really quickly. So you can get this feeling like, oh, there's a real urgency here. This is an emergency. If you get that feeling, ask yourself, how would you counsel your best friend? What advice would you give to your best friend? The more playful, the more spontaneous, the more open, the more in the flow we can be during this full moon, the more we will feel supported and answers will come much more easily to us. Okay, so let's do the 12 sign readings now. I'm going to be pulling an oracle card for each of the 12 signs. I'm going to be giving you a message from Spirit, and I'm also going to be telling you in which house this full moon is happening for you. So be sure and listen to your sun sign, which is your ego personality, your moon sign, which is how this is going to affect you emotionally, and your rising sign, which is the area of life, the house in which this full moon is happening for you. So let's start with Geminis. Hello, beautiful Geminis. This full moon is happening for you in your first house. So for first house full moons are always a big deal. You always really feel a full moon in your first house. And that is because the first house is your identity. It's how you see yourself. It's how you want others to see you as well. It's the roles you play. But, as I said earlier in the video, this full moon is really encouraging us to shift our identity from the idea of a role to a soul. There's a freedom here with this full moon. There's a freedom to move into a new identity, whether that's a change of status in your work, in your career, in your personal life, with your relationships. There's a change of status. Maybe you're moving to a new place and you are seeing yourself in a new light in that way. Like, I was from here and now I live here. The first house is also our physical vitality. It's our appearance, it's our look, it's how we dress. So this is really about a new identity for all Geminis. Most Geminis will be making some kind of change that's going to affect the way they see themselves. Maybe it's a new soul quality. In fact, I love this question, Gemini. What soul quality would you like to embody going forward? Freedom, courage, confidence, intelligence, emotional calm, brilliance, whatever it is for you. What soul quality? I would love to hear. Leave me a comment below. Okay, so Spirit's message for you was you are moving into action, Gemini. You're moving into action. There's definite motivation. I'm sure many of you got very inspired during the Sagittarius new moon, or if not inspired, you got a sense of got to get things going, got to get things moving. So let's pull a card for you, Gemini. I'm shuffling the cards as I speak. Let's pull a card for you. And because Mars is retrograde right now, this is about letting go of the past, letting go of anything that is toxic to you, Gemini. So I'm shuffling the cards and let's see what card Spirit, do you want to give us, what's your message for Geminis? Gemini, your card is leadership. Leadership. And certainly if you move into your own leadership as a soul, that is a new identity right there. Whether you are becoming a spiritual teacher or a guide for others, or, you know, many of you listening to this channel are healers in your own way, in a lot of different ways, or artists, expressive. You may be stepping into a new identity in terms of career. So when I look closely at this card, I see a bear, and the bear can see its own reflection. And there's such an ethereal nature to this card. And it's such a reminder of that we are part of the stars, right? We're part of the sky. We're part of the galaxy. We're not alone. And the bear is also a sign of protection, and the mother bear. So I love this because of the Mars-Moon connection, and the moon being the divine feminine protector, and the Mars, often Mars energy, we feel like we're defensive, and we feel like we have to, you know, put walls up and to protect our energy. And I feel like this card is saying, one, you're moving into leadership, and this is definitely a nod, a thumbs up, a soul nudge to ask, where would you want to bring your leadership ability in terms of practical reality, 3D reality, but also to remember that you are a protector of others with your own mother or father bear energy, and also that you are protected by the stars, the moon, the galaxy, your spirit guides, and you're not alone, beautiful Gemini. So happy full moon in Gemini. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. This full moon in Gemini is happening for you in the second house. The second house is your values, it's self-esteem, self-love, income, money from your job, earned income. And it's also your possessions. Taurus, the second house is connected with your energy, in fact. So in this full moon, Taurus, I got an image of you when I was tuning into you as like a little kid with a kind of a blanket over its head, peering out from a fort, from like if you'd ever made a fort when you were a little kid, like with blankets or, you know, chairs or whatever, you know, we made forts with lots of different things. But when you're a little kid and you're kind of peeking out of your fort and you're looking around, I got the sense of, is it safe for me to come out now? I know you Taurians have been through a lot with Uranus in your sign. You've been through a lot. And we just had eclipse season on the Taurus Scorpio axis, and that was super powerful and intense. So I get the feeling that you're like looking out after a storm to see what's the damage. Like, have any trees fallen? Did anything get broken? Is everything still here? Is my stuff still here? Just a sense of that you are coming out, and you're coming out of the chrysalis and emerging, a sense of new emerging. You're newly emerging, Taurus. So this is a very good sign, I believe, for you. And let's pull a card for you. Let's see what the cards have to say for you Taurians who are re-emerging as a new self, a new identity. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes. You have shed a skin. You might feel like you've shed a number of skins during this past eclipse season, this past year even. 2 years, you know, with Uranus very active, squaring Saturn for, I think now, over 1.5 years. Okay, so let's pull a card for you. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, first of all, now the card says patience. You are re-emerging. You are, you know, you have planted seeds. There's a lot that's going to come to fruition, but I want you to really focus on the image. Look at this beautiful image of flight over this full moon. You could say that's a full moon or the sun, either way, but there is flight happening here. And there's a spreading of wings. There's a sense of expansion. There's a sense of, I am a new person. I have a new confidence. I know who I am. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I can do this. And pride. I see a pride in this beautiful, I believe, a heron. Some of you, I know you will tell me if you think it's something else, but I see it as a heron, and just a pride of how far you've come. So have patience, Taurus. Do not expect everything to come into manifestation quickly, because, you know, you are re-emerging. but allow yourself to put your head up high, spread your wings, and feel very proud of yourself for what you've been through and how far you've come, for your soul growth. Beautiful Taurus. That's what you came here for that soul growth, and you have done it. So happy full moon in Gemini, beautiful Taurus. Okay, Aries. Hello, Aries. Aries, this full moon is happening in your third house. The third house is communication. The third house is, in fact, connected to Gemini energy. So this is a very double Gemini energy full moon for you. It is connected to siblings. It's your local area. It's your neighbors, your neighborhood. It's everything you do day to day, all of your local comings and goings and the people that you interact with. Now, Aries, when I tuned into your energy, I got a sense of busyness. This will probably be a busy time for you because third house full moons are busy anyway, and then it's a Gemini full moon on top of that, so it will probably be very busy. Some of you may be planning, some of you may be taking steps. You probably have a very long to-do list and you're checking things off as you go. When I tuned into your energy, I got the sense that you are over it. You're over the Mars retrograde in Gemini. You are so over it. You're so done with it. You don't want it anymore. You're done with the anger, the frustration. You have felt stalled. You have felt, some of you, held back. And I also got the sense that you are adjusting. You are now adjusting to, I got the picture of you rearranging furniture, and that's a metaphor. Like metaphorically, you're moving things around and you're rearranging the furniture so that the kind of the externals of life, you can adapt to them. You can figure out how to get where you want to go with things as they are, like accepting life on life's terms, but using your power to the extent that you have it, what you do have control over, to make shifts and changes. Take the high road, Aries. I know that as I have Mars in Aries, so I very much relate to Aries. I understand that sometimes things coming at us feel very wrong. They feel very frustrating. Just not having control over things because you're a go-getter, Aries. You are a go-getter. You create new horizons for yourself. You're a pioneer. So not being able to always feel in control and to take action directly to make things happen can be really, really annoying. I know. But it's time to see yourself as the bright star that you are. Who are you now? That's a question that I wrote down for you. Take the high road. Who are you now in your spiritual identity? Who do you see yourself as? What soul quality do you embody that can just completely put everything outside of you that's frustrating in the background? Just put it in the background, because that's nothing compared to the star that you are now, beautiful Aries. So let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. Aries. Aries, your card is focus. Focus. And you see there is looks like a leopard walking through the snow. And so even though right now some of you feel like you're out in the cold, may feel like it's difficult, you're challenged, there is a royalty about you. There is a knowing within you. There is a sense that you can walk through the snow and focus on the gorgeous pink clouds. You can focus on the gorgeous snow dropping all around you, the beauty, the majesty, the grace of life on life's terms. You can focus on that. Focus on your power. Focus on your talents, your gifts, your strengths, what you're bringing to other people, and focus on the magic that is this earth plane in all of its regal beauty, beautiful Aries. Happy full moon in Gemini. Okay, Pisces. Hello, beautiful Pisces. This full moon in Gemini is happening in your fourth house. And the fourth house, of course, is home. It's family. It's childhood conditioning. Often during a fourth house full moon, we want to be at home. We want to be, relaxing. We want to just be resting. But during a Gemini full moon, you might feel very active and busy regardless, or you may feel torn, like you want to just relax and be at home, but there's a lot still going on. Some of you may be changing up your home in some way. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be beautifying, buying new furniture, being out and about, doing different things that are home and family related. Some of you could be welcoming a new family member, a new baby, a new grandbaby. That would be super exciting. And some of you are releasing a childhood wound. For some of you, this is going to be very healing, or you may be moving to a whole new place. You may be really expanding and having to create a new identity and going through a grief process of what you're leaving behind, what you're letting go of. I felt a confidence and a sparkle when I tuned into your energy, Pisces. I felt a confidence and a sparkle. I felt like something, like you, when I tuned into your energy, Pisces, I got a sense of you feel that something wonderful is on the horizon. I really felt that you feel like there's something wonderful on the horizon and that you are coming into a brand new place. Even if you don't see it or sense it or know it, I got the sense that you have a feeling about it. And of course, as a deep water sign, you trust those feelings and trust your guidance and trust your intuition. So let's pull a card for you, beautiful Pisces, for this Gemini full moon. And this is what fell out. What fell out is stand still. I'm going to show you this card. So this beautiful heron is in these gorgeous waters, just like the waters of Pisces and the Piscean waters, standing in the waters, having a moment of reflection. And that's so perfect for a fourth house full moon, as it often is a time that, like I said, we're home, we're quiet, we want to reflect, we want to just rejuvenate our energy. And yet there's all of this orange in the card. There's green, heart healing, and watery kind of energy, but there's also the orange, which is creativity and inspiration and imagination. So you might get a new inspiration. Your imagination might really be invigorated during this full moon, Pisces. This is a validation that if you feel like you're at a standstill and you just want to reflect and pause, that you are in the perfect place at the perfect time. And if you feel like the energy isn't moving quickly enough for you, remember that Mars is retrograde. And so allow yourself to get back in the flow. You're good at that, Pisces. Allow yourself to get back in the flow, knowing that the energy will be picking up very soon. Mars is going to go direct mid-January. And so that's, just about 5 weeks from this full moon in Gemini. But even before that, you may feel a pickup. So give yourself time to rest, rejuvenate, reflect, and do any healing that you feel is up for you, because this is the time that you are germinating wonderful new ideas and possibilities in your inner landscape. So happy full moon in Gemini, beautiful Pisces. Okay, Aquarius. Hello, beautiful Aquarius. The light is kind of falling in different places on my face. I hope that's not too distracting. This full moon in Gemini is happening for you, Aquarians, in your fifth house of children, creativity, true love, romance. I love fifth house full moons. Just very, very beautiful, spontaneous, playful energy, which is what Gemini really loves. Gemini loves being playful and spontaneous. So this could be a really lovely time for you to get out and have some fun, Aquarius. I highly encourage that for you. Now, when I was tuning into your energy, and some of you may be having something come to fruition. This could be a new baby, a new grandchild. This could be, because this is a very fertile house. If you don't want to get pregnant and you are able to get pregnant, you may want to just take precautions here, Aquarius. But some of you have something that's manifesting right now that's coming to fruition. Others of you could have a child leaving home. There could be a sense of graduation, of a new life chapter starting for you. There's positive energy flow with Gemini energy for you, Aquarius, because you're an air sign and Gemini is an air sign. So there's a real positive energy flow for you during this full moon in Gemini. So I'm shuffling the cards and let's see what the cards have to say for you, beautiful Aquarians. Beautiful Aquarians. Your card is Solitude. So here we have the full moon in the background, and we have somebody that's out in their canoe on the water. And the first hit I get with this card, Aquarius, is that you may, in a fifth house, very creativity driven full moon, you may want to do a soul journey. You may want to go into your imagination and let this full moon expand you, expand your mind, expand your ideas, inner ideas of what's possible for you. And I do have 3 meditations that will take you on a soul journey on my YouTube channel. I'll try to remember to link to those. You can also get a free meditation from me, instant download, by going to my homepage on my website and downloading the free guided meditation when you subscribe for my inspirational updates. So happy full moon in Gemini, beautiful Aquarius. Okay, Capricorn, hello, beautiful Capricorn. This full moon is happening for you in your 6th house. The 6th house is health. It's our daily routines of all kinds. It's our work, it's our schedules, it's our exercise, what we eat, nutrition. It's all the things that we do to balance our energy. So really the 6th house is about how do we use our energy and how can we use it to make the best of our, to create the lifestyle that we want as well. So with the 6th house full moon, we're often being called to let go of something that is not good for our energy and being called to maybe have a new routine or a cleanse or a new exercise modality, something that will rejuvenate our energy. When I tune into you, I got a sense that some of you were just in a sense of equilibrium. Some of you were just feeling very calm. Others of you, I felt a restlessness, kind of a chomping at the bit, like, let's get this going. Let's get this party started. I'm ready. With Mercury in your sign, having just moved into your sign, Capricorn, I think you're going to like that energy. I think it's going to bring movement to you. I think you're going to feel like there is some movement, and that's a very good thing. The question, the message from Spirit for you was a question. It was, what change can you make? What change can you make to improve your life on the daily? That's what Spirit is leaving you with. So I want to pull a card for you now and see what the cards have to say, Capricorn. Because you are, like all of us, in a time of building. But I feel like because you are already kind of a natural builder, a natural climber, you have a certain ambition. I feel like you may be feeling this more than others. And because the light is right here at my eye, I feel like I want to say something about your spiritual sight as well, your clairvoyance. Perhaps that's a message to you to that you are really expanding your sense of spiritual sight and clairvoyance. Leave me a comment. Let me know if that resonates for you. Okay, now I'm going to pull a card for you, Capricorns. Capricorn. Illumination. Well, that's really an interesting synchronicity with spiritual sight and clairvoyance, isn't it? Illumination. Something is going to be illuminated for you during this full moon. That often happens during full moons. You are going to get a bright idea, or something's going to become more clear for you. A resolution perhaps to something that's really been bogging you down for some time, or where you felt a block. You are going to feel a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough card, Capricorn. If you need a breakthrough, ask for it, intend it, ask your guides to help you with a breakthrough. The mist is going to clear, the fog is going to clear. There's going to be new information coming in, new downloads. So happy full moon in Gemini, beautiful Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, beautiful Sagittarius. I hope you had a beautiful new moon and happy Sagittarius season, and happy birthday to my Sag friends. Happy birthday to you all. Okay, so we had the new moon in your sign. I think that most likely it inspired you. I hope it inspired you. I hope it brought in that new, like, igniting the fire in your belly. Now there's a sense of something coming to fruition or something letting go during this Gemini full moon for you. So I got the sense that some of you are, because this is happening in your 7th house, your 7th house of partnerships, and partnerships including all partnerships, not just spouses, but also boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, and anyone that's important in your life. You could have a partnership with a child or with a best friend or with a business partner. If there's someone that's very important in your life and you interact with them on a regular basis, that can also fall into this house. Some of you are going to bring in a partner during this full moon, a new partner. Others of you are going to expand something with your current partner. I feel an uplifting of the energy. I feel acceleration of the energy, acceleration, new horizons, onward and upward. You're not taking no for an answer is a message that came through for you, and that it's time to release any obstacles. Anything that feels in the way, Sag, just let the fire burn it away. Let it burn away. So now let's pull a card for you, Sag. Your card is, if I can get these cards apart, Delight, Sag. I love this card, Delight. All the blue, all the green, the beautiful pink flowers, the bird sitting and just enjoying life, just taking in. This feels like a reveling of light, a reveling of life and light. Allow yourself to do something that lights you up, that brings you delight. It's time, Sag. This is a beautiful full moon directly opposite your sign in the 7th house. Get support if you need it. Get support from a mentor, a guide, or a coach, or an astrologer like me. Take delight in the everyday moments of life. Come into the present moment. Relish the present. Give yourself credit for how far you've come. Maybe gratitude too, but credit for how far you've come, how far you've gone, how the strides you've made in terms of your soul growth. It's very important to acknowledge your progress, beautiful Sag. So happy full moon in Gemini to you. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, Scorpios. Scorpio, I love your message, because when I was tuning into your energy, well, first let me tell you, this is happening in your 8th house. This full moon in Gemini is in your 8th house. It's your house of transformation, death, and rebirth. It's also shared resources, where we get money from others, where we are giving money to others. This is where you can have an inheritance come through, money come through, windfalls. This is also just where you can get support in monetary ways, like, a loan coming through, or it's where you're partnering with other people in terms of resources, not just money, but all physical resources and help too, and like mentoring help. Someone to help, like, hold you accountable for something, for example. But I really felt, and it's also taxes, and it's also things we don't talk about. It's the deep dive, transformational energy. It's emotional healing on a very deep level. When I tuned into your energy, I got rebirth. Let the magic in, Scorpio. I got the sense of there's an opportunity for you if you can take yourself in your mind into the zone of possibility, into that beginner's mind, that Zen beginner's mind of, I know nothing. I'm going to act like I just arrived on the planet. If you just arrived on the planet and you knew nothing, you had no expectations, you had no past, what would you open up to? What would you say yes to? What would you let yourself do, be, or have? This is the energy that you're being encouraged by Spirit to go for, to get yourself into that receptive, open, awake, aware, willing, ready place in your mind and in your heart. So let's pull a card for you, beautiful Scorpio, because there really is an opportunity coming to you if you can just drop the walls, even temporarily, drop down and say, I know nothing. I expect nothing, but I'm ready and willing to experience a new opportunity that's going to take me into places that will very happily surprise me. I love the toast when I'm toasting with people, when you're sharing a drink, whatever. I love the toast, happy unexpected miracles. Here's to happy unexpected miracles. That's a really good way to put yourself in that zone of possibility, Scorpio. So your card is Blessings. Oh my God, I love this so much. Blessings, Scorpio. This is what Spirit was saying. This is what's on offer for you if you put yourself in the zone of possibility. All that yellow energy, that gorgeous yellow energy of this bird, the pink flowers, the green, just so much healing. So much, the yellow to me symbolizes the sun, and just that when you're like, here comes the sun, doo doo doo, here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Oh, that makes me want to cry, Scorpio. Here comes the sun for you. Are you ready? Are you ready for the sun to come out in your life? If so, just say yes. Just say yes, beautiful Scorpio. Happy full moon in Gemini. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. This full moon in Gemini is happening in your ninth house. I love the ninth house because it's spirituality, it's new horizons, it's higher learning, it's expansion. It's where we are even allowing ourselves to shift our beliefs in spirituality and religion. If you see yourself as, aligned with a specific religion, where we can shift our beliefs or where we can let go of former beliefs that just don't match us anymore. It is truly the house of adventure and new possibilities. This house is connected with Jupiter. It's all about Jupiter, expansion, good fortune, new things. It's also long distance travel. So this could be where you're changing countries, where you are doing a new learning program, metaphysics, or getting a PhD. This is where you are evolving, where you're awakening, where you're even touching into enlightenment. Beautiful Libra. So your message from Spirit, first of all, when I tuned into your energy, I got resolved to change. I'm resolved to create a positive change in my life. Also, that you're resolved to letting something go, to upgrading your life. There's a certain, and I know I've been saying this for a little while with your energy, but this is what I've been feeling for a little while, of cutting ties to anything that's just toxic for you, setting better boundaries, no longer wanting to please people, if it's at your own expense. No more of that, beautiful Libra. Not settling, not taking anything that you've taken before just because it made things easier, or just because it helped you avoid conflict. And I know many of you are way past that stage of avoiding conflict. I know that. But some of you are, Libras are at all different stages, just like we're all at all different stages. But I felt a new strength in you, a new strength. So let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for Libras. Your card is openness. This is very much a full moon card, of course, and they're all the galaxies. This to me is saying tune into the ethereal realms, tune into, open yourself up to that there's so much more than your concerns, your worries, your day-to-day, the things you have to do. And this is a good message for me too, because I've been so bogged down in my own everyday reality, I have to say. And this is a beautiful message for opening up to something new, number one, but also opening up to the fact that you are a star in the galaxy. You are stardust, you are golden. And it's that song, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. And to me, that garden is back to our connection to nature, our connection to spirit, our connection to the fact that we are an ethereal being. Open up to that. That's when the magic can come through, Libra. That's when you can take things to a new height in your life. And when you can feel free again, free, expanded, alive. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what brings you alive, because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. Howard Thurman, I love that quote so much. So happy full moon in Gemini. Beautiful Libra. Okay, Virgo. Hello, Virgos. Virgo, this is happening, this full moon in Gemini, in your 10th house of career, life purpose. This is your legacy, any legacy that you want to leave. It's also retirement for those of you who are retired or semi-retired. This is all of us. When we have 10th house energy, it's where we're seeking meaning more. We're seeking that something more. And that was part of one of the themes for the Sag new moon that we just had, was about seeking something more, was about a soul's longing, a longing for more of your own expression in the world. I love, one of my teachers, Robert Holden, says, when something feels missing in your life, that something missing is you. I love that so much. It's so profound. It's not something external. It's us experiencing our true nature even more that's really missing. So you are ruled by Mercury. This full moon is ruled by Mercury. because of that, I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of talking. And it's also just a sense I got when I tuned into you that you're going to be doing a lot of talking things through, a lot of conversations, that it's going to really help you process and make decisions and get clear on whatever you might be unclear on. I see you bouncing ideas off of other people. I see you socializing. I see you getting support. So get support if you need it. Definitely that will help you, Virgo, to feel like you're not doing it all by yourself. And I felt a movement. I felt like the more you can talk things through, the more you can get the support you need, the more movement you're going to feel. Positive forward movement momentum. So let's pull a card for you, Virgo. Your card is protection. That's lightning up there. That is lightning coming through, and yet the tree is rooted, solid, stable, is not being affected. You, Virgo, as an earth sign, as someone who's adept at putting roots deep down into the earth, you have roots that go deep, far, and wide. You are protected. You are protected by Mother Earth. You are protected by your spiritual helpers, your guardians, your guardian angel, your guides. When's the last time you tuned into your spiritual guides? When's the last time you asked for comfort? You know, one of the things I love asking for from Spirit is, Spirit, bring me every good thought that anyone has ever thought about me. That came from a guided meditation I listened to years ago when I was going into surgery. And it was a special meditation by Bella Ruth Naparstek. I need to give her credit for that, because in that meditation she said, I now invite in every good thought or word anyone has ever spoken about me, any beautiful thing anyone has ever said about me, any vibration of love anyone has ever given to me. I now ask to experience that now. It's so beautiful. It brings it right into us. What a beautiful thing to request. And that can help you feel even more rooted, even more protected, even more loved. Beautiful Virgo. So happy full moon in Gemini. Leave me a comment. Let me know if that resonates for you. Okay, Leo. Hello, beautiful Leos. This full moon in Gemini is happening for you in your 11th house. So you're going to feel this in the realm of friendships, of communities you might be involved in, organizations. This is also hopes, wishes, and dreams. So it's where we do that dreaming. It's the World card in the tarot deck. It's where we expand our horizons and we really think about what it is that we want in life. It's also long-term gains. So the 11th house really is where we network, where we communicate, where we connect with others to bring manifestation to what we most want, what our heart's desires, where we're feeling called. When I tuned into you, I got an image of you. Have you ever run in a race? Now, I'm sure many of you haven't, but just imagine that you're running a 10K or something, or a 3K, 5K, and you're at the starting line and your arms are back as runners do. You're like poised to take off and you're kind of, often there's a little bit of a kneel. And your arms are back and you're ready to take off. That's the image I got of you. Like you are ready. You're at the starting line. You're ready to go. And what I love about this energy for you is that your Leo energy does really well with Gemini energy. It's stoked by the air. Your fire, Leo, is stoked by the air of Gemini. So I do see you having conversations. I do see you meeting up with people. I do see you having social interactions that are really going to make you feel more jubilant, more sparkly, more like you're in your element. I feel like you're going to really feel in your element during this full moon, Leos. And know that you are the sun. Know that you are, trust your light, trust your fire, trust your beauty, Leo, because I really feel that as I'm speaking about it, that there's a validation of you, a trust of yourself as the star in the sky that is really helpful. I just want to remind you of that. Like, see yourself as that beautiful star. Like you would see a little child that was your own child. It was like, Mom or Dad, look at me. Look what I'm doing. Look, I'm doing it. Like, give that to yourself. See yourself doing that as well, and acknowledge yourself as though you were that child. So I'm shuffling the cards, and let's see what the cards have to say for you, Leo. Okay, the top card wants to come out for you. The top card for you is Gateway. Woo, this is such a beautiful card. So check it out. The unicorn, that is that ethereal nature. That is that childlike joy, and that believing, allowing yourself, even if you don't believe it, to experience the, what word am I looking for? It's the magic. It's the magic of a gateway, of a portal. This is a portal for you, and you can see this beautiful unicorn, white unicorn representing purity. You can see this unicorn just like galloping through and through this gateway. And there's this, it's like a mountain. It's like a cliff. It's, like, it reminds me of Sedona. If you've been to Sedona, Arizona, like just that, those, also in Moab, like the just red rocks, the high red rocks, so spiritual, and the green, the life, the life force, the earthly life force, the both the very ancient and the very new growth life force that is supporting you to have a breakthrough, to be in that magical energy, to be in that childlike energy, to believe that anything can happen, that everything is possible, that something wonderful is about to come through for you as you leap through this gateway into a brand new chapter. Beautiful, Leo. So happy full moon in Gemini. Okay, Cancers. Hello, Cancer family. Thank you for your patience. I have Cancer moon, and my rising sign is Cancer as well. So I'm a double Cancer. You are my Cancer family. Happy full moon in Gemini. This is happening in our 12th house of retreat. It's the mystic. It's all of those inner workings of the mind. How has it been for you? Leave me a comment to have Mars retrograde in your 12th house. I would say for me, lots of frustration coming up over things not moving more quickly, I'm trying to sell my furniture right now to move to Mexico, and I've had so many false starts of selling furniture. So many people, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. I'm going to come see it here. I'm going to come see it then. And then they never show up, or they tell me, oh, sorry, I changed my mind. I can't even tell you how many of those conversations I've had with Mars retrograde in Gemini. It is making me so frustrated, Cancer. Thank you for letting me share that with you. So this is also the subconscious mind. So we are going through a releasing period with this. We are cutting ties to any thinking that is not empowering for us during this Mars retrograde in Gemini and this Gemini full moon. So when I tuned into you and tuned into Spirit for a message, I got a sense that you were letting go of past family of origin toxicity, tribal, those like tribal instincts where we feel like we're attached. We're attached to roles that we've played in our family history, where we're attached to other people thinking approval, maybe, where we want other people to approve of us. And it's all very subconscious. It's not like you're walking around, Cancer, saying, I need this person to approve of me, or my siblings have to love me, or else I can't do the thing I want to do. No, it's not that at all. It's very subconscious. But it's those shoulds, it can be a little bit of guilt. You may be going through a grieving process, letting go of all that. Some of you have cut ties to people in what I call tribes of origin, family of origin. You've cut ties a long time ago, and yet, as I said at the beginning of the video, there could be some shreds, little tiny shreds of, like with fabric, when the hem starts to unravel, and there's just little pieces of fabric that can still be connecting you to wanting to somehow have those relationships in your life, which is very human of you. I'm certainly feeling that too. So there's a real need right now to be extra gentle with yourself, to give yourself treats, to take your inner child out for fun, to balance this 12th house transit, this 12th house full moon, with levity, with lightness, with joy. And to know that you're coming into a whole new horizon. You may be making a big change. You may be going through a big change right now, and that really takes some finessing and kind of going back and forth between getting a lot of stuff done and then just giving yourself rest and retreat to recoup your energy. So, Cancer, there's a new identity for you. There's a new identity as a soul. You are being asked, my dear Cancer, to embrace your spiritual identity, to see yourself as a soul. What soul quality do you want to embody going forward? There's an embodiment process that's happening kind of underneath the surface for you right now. A lot going on for you underneath the surface that is important to honor as you're going through this process. So let me pull a card for you and we'll see what the cards have to say for Cancers. Cancer. Your card is Voyage. Oh my gosh, this could not be more true. You are on a spiritual voyage, beautiful Cancer. This is a deep voyage that you're on. You can see that this whale has a baby whale tethered to it. It is not just, and interesting that it's not in the water, right? This whale is like literally flying through the ethers, flying through the sky. So this whale has come out of the water, it's taking a big leap, and it's got a baby that it's caring for at the same time, just like you do. You have an inner child that you are caring for while you're taking a leap, while you're going into a new adventure, while you're stretching yourself and evolving into a whole new soul level, a whole new chapter for some of you. You're also carrying this sweet little innocent child with you. So remember to care for you and remember that you're on a spiritual voyage and that things are not always as they seem. There's a lot going on that is not what it looks like on a deeper level. On a deeper level, you're making great strides, Cancer. You've come far and you're ready to leap into a whole new consciousness, into a whole new life. So lots of accolades to you, beautiful Cancer. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you, and happy new moon in Gemini. So, my beautiful friends, thank you so much for being with me here today. A shout out to you, beautiful friends that join me for the Sunday morning chat at 9 a.m. I welcome you to do so in the future if you've not done so before. And thank you to those of you who join me. It's so much fun for me. I am so grateful for your likes, giving this video a thumbs up, sharing with your friends, leaving me comments. I love connecting with you, and subscribing to my channel. When you subscribe to my channel, you help this video go out to more people and you help me grow my channel, and it means the world to me. So thank you so much for that. If you would like a personal astrology consultation where we look at your planets, we look at the planets and the energies the moment you took your first breath. Often people will tell me, I've had astrology readings done before, but there's new information that comes to light when I share what I see in their chart. Astrologers always see different things. So we can do a natal chart reading or a heart's desire reading or a life purpose reading. We will look at the transits that are happening now. We'll look at the future transits. My goal is to empower you. My goal is for you to experience you at a whole new level, for you to have a transformational experience during this reading. Go to my website, check out the testimonials there. There's several people that have told me that our reading was the best reading they've ever had. So I'm very honored to hear that, but also it's a way for you to get a sense of whether a reading with me is the right thing for you. And if you'd like coaching, if you'd like to do coaching with me, I can be your believing mirror. I am your accountability partner to hold you accountable for the things that you want to do, the progress that you want to make, the outcomes you want to experience. And I love being your creative champion as well. We can do it through a one-off clarity session or through soul alchemy coaching. To do soul alchemy coaching with me, you want to schedule a free consultation when you are ready to work with a coach, and we'll talk about, it's a 30-minute consultation, complimentary. We'll talk about how we can work together in coaching. So go to my website, check out my astrology consultations as well as my coaching offerings. I will leave the links below in the description box. And oh, and I have a free gift for you. I almost forgot. I have a free gift for you. The free gift is a guided meditation. It's soothing for your soul. It'll be beautiful for this Gemini full moon. It's reconnecting to your spirit, reconnecting to your heart. Go to my website, subscribe to my inspirational updates, and you will get an instant download of the free guided meditation, Reconnecting to Your Spirit. And until my next video, my friend, I'm sending you all my love. Happy full moon in Gemini.